Hello, I'd like to welcome my 46 people that I have joined my little group there that I just set up maybe 2 weeks ago, or whatever. It's referred to as our common sense group, and if ever there was time for common sense, it is certainly now. I want to address the little bit of a kerfuffle and excitement with regards to the Conor McGregor situation. It would appear as if the nationalists in Ireland has a leader foisted upon them, whether they like it or not. This has caused a little bit of consternation among some people. For example, there is one of the few nationalist councillors down there in Kildare, and he has decided that he has cut all support for Conor McGregor due to the fact that the interview with Tucker Carlson was held in the Masonic Lodge in Dublin. Now, maybe we should use some common sense here. Conor McGregor is going to be interviewed by Tucker Carlson. He is the man in the news. Somebody said, "Oh my goodness, he went to the White House and he did this, that, and the other." And I would point out the obvious, of course, that he did not go to the White House. You do not go to the White House. You are invited to the White House, or else you do not get inside that fence whatsoever. You can take a picture from it outside, but you will not be accepted into the White House. You will not get to that dais, and you will not speak to the world on the world stage unless you are invited. And that's exactly what happened to Conor McGregor. He was invited in there, and he got to speak. So Tucker Carlson will decide to do an interview. He will come over to Ireland and he will be shown around Dublin by Conor McGregor. Everything is fantastic. There's a big celebration in the Black Forge Inn and it's all good. The following day, I guess, he's going to interview Conor McGregor. Now, the obvious question is, and the common sense question is, where is this interview going to take place? Well, it's going to take place either in Conor McGregor's pub, which is expansive, it's nice, it's fancy, it's beautiful. It has just hosted a large gathering the night before in one of its private rooms, or whatever. If that for some reason is not suitable, well, Conor McGregor has a beautiful home and perhaps we can do the interview there. But no, the interview instead takes place in the Masonic Hall. We are asked to believe two things that make absolutely no common sense at all. We are asked to believe that the people arranging the interview, the American team as I might call them, will look around, search around, Google, perhaps, whatever, to seek out a suitable venue to host these two individuals having the interview. And by some mere chance, the one place that they stumbled on to was the room, a very symbolic room, of course, in the Masonic Lodge. If you believe that, well, you believe it. Now, when the disruption has taken place on the following day, those people that are defending this situation are asking us to again suspend common sense and believe that the Masons in the hall will rent their sacred room to two individuals seemingly without knowing who they were at all, namely Conor McGregor, who I would have thought everybody in Ireland knows Conor McGregor, and Tucker Carlson. Now, everybody in Ireland may not know Tucker Carlson, but again, I would assume that an educated person, which by definition the people in the lodge would be, they would certainly know who Tucker Carlson is. So that is two things we're asked to believe. Now, the person that has broken off support for Conor McGregor, the councillor down in Kildare, I cannot speak for that man. He has his own mind. But I would assume that that man is a serious Catholic who takes his faith very carefully indeed. And he is perhaps of the belief that the Masons are somewhat unsavory crew indeed, and it would go against his belief system to have anything to do with them, and that may indeed be the case with him. Others that may not be religious might see an alternative motive as to the meeting taking place in this location. A part of their setup, it is very heavily favored with symbolism. To recognize the symbolism, you must be educated in that field. Not everybody is. So a person who is educated in that field will see something and recognize the real meaning of it. But others, unaware of its significance, will see the exact same picture and not recognize it at all. So the meeting was taking place on a floor laid out with tiles, black and white, in the form of a chessboard. You are seated on that chessboard, so the people that are aware will recognize that you are just a pawn in the game. Now, very few people might be aware of this, and it might be totally innocent on anybody's part, but the people that are viewing it in the know, well, most certainly it's not innocent to them because it is, as they say, hidden in plain sight. So, the man has disassociated himself from Conor McGregor. I admire him from that because he has recognized that he might have been in error the day before that. It is very unusual for a person to recognize and admit that they erred and now will change their trajectory. Indeed. Going forward, I believe this is a situation where we are at the end game now of the deconstruction of Western civilization. We are racing to what some people refer to as a new world order. It is more correctly known as feudal technocracy. They don't want to use that word because people living in a feudalistic system will eventually figure out that they're at the bottom of the pile and they will not like that. So it's much better to call it a new world order where everything will be rosy in the garden and they will all be happy. It is to prevent a natural leader rising up from the Irish nationalist movement. Numerous people in Ireland are saying this now is at a breaking point. We are awaiting somebody to step forward to be the leader of this new resistance, if you want to call it that. And indeed, so am I, and everybody else is as well. But that leader now has been scuttled and he's put into a box, and it'll be very difficult for that leader, whoever he might be, to gain traction, whether it's trying to have a rally or speech or whatever, because now the leader has been decided by others for them. And that is the situation, in my opinion, with regards what has happened with the interview being scheduled to take place in the one place in Ireland that you most certainly would not want it to take place. So that is just a short little video that I'm making specifically for the 46 people that has joined my group and anybody else that wants to join it as well. And I would hope indeed that an approach will be made to a person who obviously I cannot name because he may not decide to go along with it, but he is considering it, and he would be the leader of this group. So time will tell. Thank you all very much for listening, and I hope it's a beautiful Easter Sunday for you tomorrow. Thank you.